Hi everyone. Today we're going to be looking at factorising by the use of common factors. So I suppose the first thing we need to review is what is a factor. A factor is something that will divide nicely into a number. Let's have an example. Let's have 36. 36 is a perfectly good number. Now I'm trying to think of a factor, something that will divide into 36. So I'm not going to bother dividing by 1 because that's uninteresting. If I divide by 1, then I'm left with the other factor of 36, and I really haven't changed anything, have I? I'm still got 36 to work on. So let's try something a bit bigger than 1. Let's try 2. 2 divides into 36 18 times. 2 is a factor of 36. 18 is a factor of 36. Now let's not worry about 2 anymore. 2 is a prime number. It only divides by 2 and by 1. So there's a bit of a dead end on the left there. On the right, we can think about 18 now. What can divide into 18? And remember, don't bother divide by 1, so it will also divide by 2. 2 into 18 goes 9 times. So another 2 times a 9, well, that means that all the things down the bottom of this list are now factors of 36. We already knew about 2, but 9 is also a factor of 36. Now let's think about 9. 9 won't divide by 2, but 9 will divide by 3, leaving another 3. And now we've ended up with what we call the prime factors of 36. 36 is the same as 2 by 2 by 3 by 3. We could write that 2 squared times 3 squared if we wish. Now, all of the other numbers in the list are also factors. 9 is a factor, 18 is a factor, but there's even other ones in there that we haven't found yet. For example, if I group together those two numbers, then I could write that as 4. 4 is a factor of 36. If I group together those two numbers, well, we get the 9 that we already knew about. So 4 9s are 36. But we could even have grouped them differently. If I go back to my 2 by 2 by 3 by 3, what if I had grouped together 2 by 2 by 3? Now 2 2s, as we know, are 4, 4 3s are 12, still by 3. So we've got lots of different ways we could have grouped together that 2 by 2 by 3 by 3 to produce lots of different factors. Now this is what makes these types of questions a bit difficult. With so many factors to choose from, how do we know the one to pick when we're doing our working? Well, fortunately, there is a solution. Let's try a common factor style question that you might have to solve. Let's go with something like 28x squared plus, let's go 63x. So I have a number 28 and I have a number 63, and I have to decide the greatest common factor, sometimes called a divisor, things that divide into. Fortunately, there is a function here on my calculator. It's in red, GCD, greatest common divisor. Because it's red, I have to press this red alpha button first, then I press the multiply key. Now I'm just going to enter the number 28. There is a comma just here, so I press the shift key, then the comma, and then I enter the number 63, and I close my bracket, and 7. It tells me, the calculator tells me that 7 divides, it's a divisor of 28. It's also 7 divides into 63. So that's my clue. I am going to write the number 28 as 7 multiplied by, now if I need my calculator's help, I can go 28 divided by 7, but we probably know that 7 times 4 is 28. And I'm going to write the x squared as x multiplied by x. And I have my plus sign. Now the calculator told me that 7 was the greatest common divisor of 63. That means 7 divides into 63. And you might remember your times tables that 7 times 9, sorry, that's a bit of a mess, is 63. Well, if you weren't sure, you could go 63 divided by 7 on your calculator, and I'll still put multiplied by x. Now I want to underline the things which are the same. So there is a 7 in both of these, and there's 2 x's in this list, but there's only 1 x in this list. I have underlined the common factors. So the common factor of 7 and x will be written at the front of my bracket. What remains? There is a 4 and there is an x from the first one. So that is the part that goes inside. The plus sign copies down. What remains from the other side is the number 9. And we have factorised. That's how we go. And that's a common factor. Remember to use your calculator to help find those greatest common divisors, sometimes called highest common factors. Thanks for watching.